should say wrestling fans. But yes, it's me once again, the Horror Miser Monty G. Yes, it's this coming Sunday. We have Clash of the Champion. It's time to do a prediction video once again. Yes. Now, I actually love these pay-per-views because every title is up for grabs here, and I thought the WWE always do a pretty good job with these pay-per-views when the Clash of Champions, when every title is up for grabs here. So let's take a look at what's going on with this card and see who is going to remain champion. Are we going to have some new champions? We have some pretty interesting matches here. Let's begin with the WWE United States Championship match. We have the current champion AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexandra. Now, I believe this is going to be a good match. I think Cedric Alexandra does a pretty good job in ring wise. But with AJ Styles and I believe it's the OC, I think that's what they're called. I might be mistaken. They're riding high right now with Luke, and I forget the other guy's name. It'll come to me soon. You know, his boys. I think AJ is revitalized being a heel again. And though it's going to be a good match, I do believe that AJ Styles will retain the title. Coming up next is the Women's Tag Team Champions, where we have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Again, this is going to be a pretty good matchup. I do like Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I think they're credible champions. I really can't see them dropping the titles this soon after they just won it, although I do think Mandy and Sonya do deserve their time in the spotlight. This is probably a good matchup there, but I think at this time right now, it's too early to take the titles off of Bliss and Cross, so I say they will retain the Women's Tag Team Champions. And a somewhat interesting matchup here. No title on the line. We have Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan. Now, this is stemming from this long storyline where Roman Reigns, somewhat similar to what Stone Cold went through, he's been attacked and attacked, and somehow Eric Rowan was supposed to be the guy to set him up. Now, also Daniel Bryan has been involved in this too. I really don't know where this storyline is going. Now, I think this is going to be a okay match here. I really don't expect anything more to happen other than give Roman some work, and he'll probably win the matchup. I don't see anything like that. I wouldn't be surprised to see Daniel Bryan come into the matchup here. I really don't know. This is setting up something for next year's WrestleMania between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. I think that would be a good idea. I think that would be a good match right here. But I guess I'll give Roman the title because the match here because he's doing pretty good, and no title on the line. I don't see any downfall for Eric dropping to Roman Reigns here. Now, this next match, I believe, will take the show. We have for the Raw Women's Championship, we have the current champion Becky Lynch versus the new heel Sasha Banks. Yeah, Sasha Banks came in after some time off. There was rumors that she was supposed to be going to AEW. That weren't true. She's now back to being the heel that everyone thought she should have been. There was earlier this year, people thought that she was going to turn on Bayley, but that didn't happen. They eventually became the first women tag team title holders, and ever since they dropped the belts at WrestleMania, Sasha felt as though that should have happened, so they decided to go on ahead and make her heel again. And this is going to be an interesting way because I don't know how the WWE is going to play this. Now, Becky is obviously the most over wrestler in the company right now. But she has had the title since WrestleMania, and she's done a pretty good job. And I believe this is going to be a pretty good matchup here. I wouldn't surprise me if they allow Sasha Banks the title here, and she takes the belt. But then again, they could not let her win this time and save it for something else, which I really don't see. Now, they could save it for, I believe, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs is the next pay-per-view event before Survivor Series. So I believe that if she doesn't drop the belt at Clash, I believe she might drop the belt at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs if that's the next pay-per-view. So, as far as my prediction is concerned, yes, I still believe that Becky Lynch will retain the title, although it wouldn't surprise me if Sasha wins or she gets disqualified, so that way they can go on ahead and have the match for TLC. But I really think Becky Lynch will retain the title. Coming up next for the SmackDown Intercontinental Championship, we have the current champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz. Now, this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. Now, The Miz is actually doing pretty good. I actually like him as a fan favorite here, although he's more better as a heel, but I do like him as a fan favorite. He's doing pretty good for himself outside with his show, The Miz and Mrs. I thought that's a very interesting show here. I really don't know what they're going to do here. The Miz has always been an IC championship, an IC champion before. It wouldn't surprise me that he takes the belt, but Nakamura just won the title, so I'm going to have him retain the title right there. It should be an interesting matchup, though, but I think Nakamura will retain the IC title. Coming up next for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, we have the current champions, The New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, versus The Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. And this is going to be another fantastic matchup. The New Day are great champions. I think the Revival will do a pretty good job. They'll go on ahead, we get some nice spots. But I think at this time right now, it's too early to take the belts off the New Day. They just won them back. I think this is their first time they're defending them since they won it. So I picked the New Day to retain the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. In a triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship, we have Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo. I think I pronounced his name right. And Lince Dorado. Now, not really familiar with the last guy. I believe this is going to be another credible matchup for the Cruiserweights. Hopefully, they won't be on the pre-show. Hopefully, they'll actually be part of the show because they really do need to shine outside of 205. And I think this is going to be another incredible matchup because we got three guys here. But I think Drew Gulak will retain the Cruiserweight title. For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, we have the current champion Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton in a pretty good, interesting feud right here. Both men have done their job in enhancing this feud. Obviously, we didn't get a clear winner in the last pay-per-view. I don't think we're going to get a clear winner here. Obviously, there's going to be some type of interference here. I think this feud is going to continue until Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. I believe that's the next pay-per-view. If I'm wrong, I'll probably have to correct myself. I do believe that Kingston will still retain the title. I just don't know how the outcome will be. Obviously, Randy could get himself disqualified. Something crazy is going to happen, or this feud is going to continue until the next pay-per-view. But Kingston, I believe, will retain the title. For the Raw Tag Team Championships, we have the current champion Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting because they're going to fight each other for the Universal title, which I'll talk about next. I don't know how the WWE is going to play this. This is going to be pretty interesting because it wouldn't surprise me to see Roode and Ziggler take the titles. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Wouldn't surprise me to see Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman retain the titles just to make their match for the Universal Championship even interesting. So it's going to be pretty nice to see this matchup. I'm going to go ahead and predict that Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman will retain the titles just to keep their championship match interesting. And speaking of that, for the Universal Championship, we have the current champion, Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. This is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. I don't know when the tag title match will begin. It wouldn't surprise me if that would be the first match of the night, just to give Seth and Braun some rest before they begin their title, because that's the last thing you would want them to see is, they do their tag match next, their match is next. But then again, I don't know. I think just to prove how well these guys are, especially Seth Rollins, is that they go on ahead, they defend the tag team championship match. The next thing you know, their match is next for the Universal Championship. Just go to show you how well Seth Rollins is, because I'm pretty sure he can do it. I don't know about Strowman. Even though he's a big guy, I don't know if he can take that much work in that amount of time that quickly. But it will be a good matchup. But I believe Seth Rollins will retain the Universal title. And finally, the last match that I will predict will be the SmackDown Women's Championship, where we have the current champion, Bayley, who's now a heel, versus Charlotte Flair, who is also a heel. Now, this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup because, as we all know, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Bayley turned. Once Sasha Banks came back, they faced, I think her and she was talking to Becky Lynch. They were in the ring together. It was on a Raw episode. Next thing you know, Bayley hit her Lynch in the back with a steel chair, and they basically attacked her, and the two women hugged each other. It was like, now this is going to be interesting, man. Interesting. And it's going to be interesting how they book this. It wouldn't surprise me if Bayley wins the matchup. I don't know if that's going to be a fair estimate or something bad's going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me to see Charlotte Flair get back to get back to SmackDown Women's Championship. It'll be interesting to see this one. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say, because Bayley's been the champion since WrestleMania when she won the title, she actually pinned Flair in that matchup, which I thought was fascinating. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let Charlotte. She's going to retain the title. So, because obviously there's going to be something going on that's going to set the stage between Charlotte and Becky Lynch, along with Sasha Banks and Bayley. And eventually will lead not only to a tables, ladders, and chairs match, but also something going down the line for a Survivor Series. So I'm going to say Charlotte Flair will become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And there you have it. Those are my predictions for Clash of Champions. I'm pretty sure that both my good friends Gloria and Dan from Horror Addicts, I'm pretty sure they'll have their live prediction show. Hopefully, I'll be able to catch it like I did the last time. It'll be interesting to see how their picks are going. If they see this video, I hope you guys see this video, and it'll be interesting to see how you're going to pick these matches. And of course, for all my wrestling fans, what are your predictions for Clash of the Champions? Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Well, that's my video for today, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And once again, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos, whether it's wrestling predictions or any of my horror-related material. And, yeah, just go on ahead and do that. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, wrestling rules. Ha! Rock! Take us home. We're out.
If you're some man!